You're good to go.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. It is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021, and I now call to order the 2077th regular meeting of the City of College Place City Council. Will the clerk please take roll call?
Yes. Councilmember Bobbitt,
Present.
Councilmember Cleveland,
Present.
Councilmember Peterson,
Present.
Councilmember Nyhagen,
Present.
Councilmember Selby,
Present.
Councilmember Sherman,
Present.
Councilmember Boyle.
Present.
Okay, we do have a quorum. We also have with us, of course, Mayor Hernandez, City Attorney Bree Caldwell, Finance Director Brian Carlton, Community Development Director John Rickard, myself, City Clerk Lisa Neisel. We also from Sherwood Trust have with us their Program Director Julia Levitt and their Board Treasurer Alan Gillespie. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome, thank you. Before we get going, will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge. Where is it? Hi. There it is.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
United States
America
of America.
and to the
To the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
for all.
God bless America.
Thank you. It's now time for public comment. Lisa, did anyone submit comment or arrange to speak?
They did not.
All right, thank you. So we're going to move on to consent agenda, which includes to approve the agenda for today, June 22nd, 2021, approve the council minutes from June 8th, 2021, acceptance of the coronavirus local fiscal recovery funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, and the check register and financials for May 2021. Are there any items the council would like removed from the consent agenda at this time?
No?
Councilmember Sherman, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Great.
Member Bobbitt, second.
Perfect. If there's no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Great. The ayes have it. The motion is passed. We do not have any presentations tonight, nor do we have any public hearings. So we're going to move on to action items. And the first action item is Lions Park renovation to accept the Sherwood Trust grant for 2021. And Mr. Rickard will present that.
Thank you, Mayor. So right now, the total cost estimate for the Lions Park project is about 3.2 million under the current estimate we have. And so far, with the acceptance of this gracious grant from the Sherwood Trust, that would bring our total secured funding to $2.4 million with a funding deficit of just over $800,000. Before we open up the floor to Julia and Alan, who are here tonight, I just kind of wanted to go over where we're at with trying to fill that deficit that we have. We have applied for a $500,000 grant that was submitted in May to Walla Walla County. They are opening up the funds that they have from the federal government, the ARPA money from the feds. They're running a grant program. So we've applied for $500,000 from the county. We are planning with the 2022 budget of dedicating at least $600,000 in capital reserves towards the project. We also have another grant of $300,000 that we'll be applying for in August through the Washington State Department of Ecology. We also will be asking the Port of Walla Walla to contribute $100,000. So we're well along our way of funding this project, and it's been going rather smoothly. And so we're just so blessed and thankful to have the Sherwood Trust provide us with this funding.
Yes.
It's going to be an amazing contribution to the park renovation. With that, I would like to invite either Julia Levitt or Alan Gillespie to speak if they would so like.
Well, hello there. This is Alan Gillespie. I'm one of the directors of the Sherwood Trust. I don't know if everyone could see me. Am I on video? Great. And we're honored. The Sherwood Trust is honored. The directors and staff of the Sherwood Trust are honored that College Place has come to Sherwood Trust to request one of our core grants for your major renovation of your Lions Park and your upgrades. It's an important project. It looks like it's well developed. It's well researched, and we thank you for coming to the trust. I think I'll just say at this point that we are all here because of the benevolence and the vision of Donald and Virginia Sherwood, and for their love of the Walla Walla Valley, and for their desire to make Walla Walla Valley a better place. And therefore, they created years ago the Sherwood Trust, and elected a board of directors, and has scheduled to all of the rules and articles and so forth for us to operate. And their directive was very clear. Not a lot of rules, but stay within the Walla Walla Valley, fund the needs of the community, and make it a better place. And so with that, and with the benevolence of the Sherwoods and the great foresight, over the last 25 plus years, the Sherwood Trust has been able to fund over $32 million into the Walla Walla Valley to a variety of projects. And so with College Place coming to Sherwood Trust to help them with their Lions Park, the board of directors looked into the grant request. We did what we thought was a pretty close review of your project. We looked at the benefit to the community and how it fit within our guidelines. And I'm proud to say that having done all of that, Sherwood Trust, as board of directors and staff, has awarded to the City of College Place the amount of $500,000 for your project. And we know that you're going to meet the fundraising needs to finish the budget and go ahead with the project. And we think it'll be a great addition to not just College Place, but to the entire Walla Walla Valley. We're expecting you to leverage our debt, our donation, to help you get the last remaining funds. And so with that, I will say, best of luck with a really nice project. What a nice city you have. And we hopefully have helped you get to reach some goals, improve your park, and the folks in our community will enjoy it very much. And so we thank you coming to the Sherwoods and our directors, and we wish you the best.
Thank you so much, Alan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
And thank you
Julia.
to the Sherwoods for all of their, vision.
Amazing people.
Truly are.
For sure.
One thing I can say is to be able to do that, first of all, you have to have the money, and to have the money, you have to have earned it. And they did.
And all these years later, how it's still impacting lives in the community. It's amazing.
And the idea is, the concept is, and the directive from the Sherwoods are that it continues through perpetuity and continues to grow and be able to make larger and larger contributions along the way. And I can say that the directors and the management of Sherwood Trust work very hard to invest wisely and spend wisely and to manage this so it continues to fund the community.
Amazing. Amazing. Let's go through the council members to see if there's any questions or comments regarding this. We'll start with Mr. Bobbitt.
I just want to say a big thank you.
That's
No
right.
questions at this time, though.
Councilmember Cleveland, excuse me.
More or less the same as Jerry was saying, no questions, but thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it.
Councilmember Peterson.
Yeah, I would just say thank you so much. A lifetime member of this community. As a young boy down there playing baseball and fishing in that pond over the years, and looking at future generations that will enjoy that park and also experience the family together moments and the community building. I thank you so much. It's much appreciated.
Councilmember Selby. I'm sorry, Councilmember Nyhagen.
Thank you so very much, and well said, Lauren. We all really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Blessing.
Good luck with the project.
Now, Councilmember Selby.
And I really want to just underscore what everyone else said. I really appreciate the Sherwood Trust. I appreciate the previous people because when I came to college here many years ago, Lions Park was always a huge piece of Walla Walla for me. And I also really appreciate our staff for putting together a really compelling plan and proposal for not just the trust, but for all the other funding agencies that you're knitting this all together, and I really appreciate it.
Sorry, Councilmember Sherman.
Thank you so much. I'll echo our other council members that I grew up fishing in the pond over there and so many days spent playing there. And so seeing everybody still using it, and now that we have the farmers market there, and love what our staff have planned for its future. So thank you so much for this contribution and for your continued partnership.
And then we're going to move on to Councilmember Boyle.
No questions, just again, echoing the total gratitude and thank you for your guys' generosity. This is so huge for our community.
Great, thank you. Okay, any other discussion items? All right, do we have a motion?
This is Councilmember Selby.
Sorry.
I would like to move that to authorize staff on behalf of the mayor to accept the Sherwood Trust Core Grant in the amount of $500,000.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Nyhagen, second.
Great, we have a first and a second. Any other questions or discussion items? All right, then let's move on. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the ayes have it. The motion is passed. Very exciting. Thank you very much. And please
Yes.
thank the Board of Directors of Sherwood Trust. We sincerely appreciate it.
Does Julia have any closing comments?
Julia,
I just want to impress upon you that this is really a gift in reciprocity, and the Sherwood Trust funding is a small part, and we're really honored to be partnering with you to see this project to fruition. And it's because of your hard work and your stewardship of so many funding streams that you're able to in your community, not just for today, but for the next several generations. So I really appreciate the work you all have put into this, because I know it has not been without its tears and its who knows how many heaps of hours spent trying to make sure you have everything in place to put all these pieces together. So thank you to you all for what you're doing for not just your community, but for many generations in the future.
Thank you.
thank you. Well, we appreciate you both being here. You're welcome to stay. However, if you want to have your evening back, this will be it. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go make dinner.
Night.
Thank you.
Good luck to everyone.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
evening.
you.
Evening.
Okay, next item on the agenda is an update of the strategic plan as Mike presented at our last meeting. And I'm guessing I'm going to present. I just looked at my instructions. So it's going to be, nothing has changed from what Mike presented to us last week. And I'm sure you saw in your board packet, there was a few changes. So the key changes that we need to talk about from the last time, from the last strategic plan as discussed at the last workshop, is we're going to reorder optimal operations to number 1 in themes. So other theme areas can't happen without proper allocation of staffing resources. So that was the first one. On page 7, item number 4, we're mentioning the ability to amend countywide planning policies. Page 7 and 8, resource development outcomes, which reorder things based on issues that arose from the COVID-19 pandemic and related recession. It also mentions the housing needs assessments, the land trust, tax increment financing, and the need for a flex space here in College Place. And then finally, it talks about continued partnership with Walla Walla, with Visit Walla Walla for tourism and marketing campaigns. On page 10, it's cooperation and connection. Item 2D, we move new items responsibility from solely administrator to city admin and department PIOs. Also on item 2E, schools, the events move from finance to departmental social media managers. Other commissions added include the Utility Commission, the Diversity Board, and the Youth Advisory Commissions, which have all come on board in the last few years. Page 11, it lists additional partner areas, for example, the police training, the fire training, economic development, broadband, and housing that's come up over the last few years. Page 13 is infrastructure investment. So we edited the language to reflect funding utilities through a combination of utility rates and grants. Page 16, for outcomes, we added the reporting mechanisms for linear feet of roadway, the dark fiber, and sidewalks. Also, there was language to eventually research recycling. Moving on to page 18, the optimal operations theme needs to be added to the top of the themes, and other themes areas are only enabled by this one. So it's moving to the top. And page 20, which is a summary, there was no need to summarize everything. So that was taken care of there. Does anybody have any questions about what the changes we made on the strategic plan? All right, well, that was easy. So let's go through council members just real quick for any questions or comments. Got to go through it. So Council Member Bobbitt.
I was having a hard time following along the page numbers with the documents, but I don't really have any questions at this point.
Okay,
In your covered everything pretty well.
Okay, yeah, and in the packet, you'll be, if you have any questions, you can go through it. It's in the packet. Sorry if I read too fast.
I have it open on my laptop here, and
okay,
and I'm just not really seeing the items listed here on the actual document.
So if you, what about on the agenda? Can you see on the agenda? That's where the list was.
Yes, I can see on the agenda.
Okay.
Correlate it with the actual document.
Okay, good. You. Okay. And nothing's changed from our workshop. I just wanted to make sure that we said that correctly, or I said that correctly. Okay, and then we're going to go to Councilmember Cleveland.
No questions, but I do want to recognize all the work that our city staff has put in maintaining this document, vision that has been contributed to it in order to create a better city for everyone.
Yes, thank you. Councilmember Peterson.
really no questions. I think I would just repeat, I think the comments from the workshop. This is the summary of this new document is really nice as we've discussed it, to put all these action items and these items together into one place and with plain speak, as far as I can see how it's been improved. And I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Councilmember Nyhagen,
No questions, but thank you very much.
Councilmember Selby,
No questions, but again, thank you.
Councilmember Sherman,
No questions. Thank you.
and Councilmember Boyle.
No questions, thanks.
All right. So if there's no other questions or comments, is there a motion on this item?
Councilmember Cleveland, I will motion to adopt ordinance number 21-010, which accepts the suggested edits for an updated and revised version of the 2017 to 2026 strategic plan update.
Councilmember Boyle, second.
Great, thank you. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. The motion is passed. All right, we're just moving right along. Okay, there are no administrative reports tonight. There's no, or actually there's some informational reports in your packet. So if you have not had a chance to review those, please do, and let the staff know if you have any questions. No executive session. Wow. I think we breezed right through that. Councilmember Bobbitt?
I move we adjourn.
Councilmember Peterson, I have a question.
Okay, and then Lisa has a statement.
Yeah. Mayor, I'm looking at the weather forecast going up the next week, and I have a question. I'm not sure what resources, as many of us have seen, I know they're starting to tamp it down somewhat, but starting with Saturday, we're looking at temperatures 106, 109, 112. What resources do the city have, or what are our thoughts on what, we talk about heating stations in the winter. What are our thoughts on cooling stations, or any activities as far as monitoring if assistance is needed? What are your thoughts on that?
I would think that would be a wonderful idea, thing to have in place. We don't have any such things in place, but it's certainly something that we probably should be considering, because every summer it's just getting a little bit hotter, or more days it's hot. And this Sunday, just reminded everybody, is our Freedom Fest. And that's going to be at College Place High School field. And that's going to be a doozy of a day out there. So we should look into that, into some kind of cooling.
Yeah, I bring it up not knowing what the answer is, but it's something that I'm wondering, I'm not sure if it's local churches or what, we can maybe work through or work with, or if it's the schools or what.
Right.
But be sure to check with the elderly and whatnot. Yes.
Good idea. Okay.
This is Ree. It's interesting you mentioned that, because I was just reviewing a case where somebody tried to steal 2 air conditioning units from Walmart. So
yeah.
It's so hot. Yeah. Well, shoot. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that idea. We'll definitely put it on our work list.
Mayor,
Yes,
Mayor,
Mayor.
I want to wish everybody a happy birthday, America, the 4th of July, and let's get those flags out.
All right. Councilmember Cleveland.
We're on Main Street.
Yeah, just to comment on what Lauren was talking about. We have a number of drinking fountains in our parks. Perhaps in future projects, it might be worthwhile to consider installing public drinking fountains at certain areas of the city for when there are significant heat waves.
Yes. Good. Lisa?
You covered part of it. I just wanted to mention the Freedom Festival that is this Sunday. Starts at 6 o'clock. We're going to have the Whiskey Creek Band and food truck and regular vendor. Fireworks show at the end. So come down, bring chairs, umbrellas, whatever, and support the vendors and listen to the band and enjoy yourselves. Also, for those of you that come to the farm market on Thursday, this Thursday from 4 to 4:45, Walla Walla Symphony will be performing.
Oh, wow.
Really?
So they'll be performing, and then after that, from 5 to 7, we'll have the Wolf Creek Band.
Very nice.
Okay.
Lisa, how many vendors do we have signed up? I've seen on Facebook that some people are still asking about how to get in there for Freedom Festival.
For Freedom Festival, I don't know, because they were coming in still yet today.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people are doing it last minute, but I know we did get a barbecue food truck today as well. So that's a good one. Yeah, we're expecting, I'm hoping to fill up the spaces that we have, which would have between 20 and 30 vendors. So.
All right. Okay. Any other discussion? Now, Lauren, you had me totally worried about people in this heat.
I'm sorry. Hopefully they tamp down the, like I said, the outlook, but this is a dire consequence even for some of our crops and whatnot. And so this is something that I do worry. Anyway, something to be at the top of mind perhaps next week. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any other discussion items? Anything for Ms. Selby?
In thinking about that, I doubt that there's much that we can put together by next week, but I think we can certainly put on our sign and some of our other messaging reminders to check in with people that that may not have air conditioning or may not be able to go around as much. I mean, that's a huge thing of what happens is people just don't think to check in.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, we'll make sure to get that on social media as well.
And I think I'm glad you brought it up, Lauren. I think there's a lot more that we can do, but that's something we can do right away.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other items? Okay, so we have a motion on the table to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second, Councilmember Selby.
All right. So if there's no objections, we adjourn the meeting at 7:27.